type of Armstrong from Metal Gear Rising. So you do not know who Senator Armstrong is. He is a fictional United States representative, the senator representing the U.S. state of Colorado, as well as a candidate for 2020 election. What are we doing? What if Armstrong ran instead of Donald Trump for 2020 presidential election? And also he'll be replacing Corey Gardner as the senator and the Colorado election as well, because of course he is a senator of Colorado as well. And yeah, but would he be able to win in the 2020 election against Joe Biden? That's gonna be the fit here. So this is his political career basically. He ran for the Senate, and he is basically pro-police, allowing for the war marshal to gain control of the Denver Police Department. Armstrong was eventually re-elected in all of Colorado seats in the Senate as well. So which means he must have been elected twice. Which means the Democrat incumbent will be winning in 2020. Actually, both Colorado seats will be winning, because Armstrong runs for the presidency, which means Colorado have both of the Senate seats up for election regardless. But basically, he wanted to remake America the most powerful nation in the world, and reclaim the American dream. And he called the Tea Party a establishment movement. And he wanted to bring another American revolution. He compared himself to the two Sons of Liberty, and Armstrong had the space and he had other matters to attend to as well. Yeah, but basically, that is all the things about Armstrong's political career. So he would run very similar to Donald Trump on many of the issues as well. And also he's kind of a libertarian, so we get those libertarians out. So Biden will most likely, I think we're using the 2020 map. Hold on, 2020 map. So Biden would probably win states like Maryland. He would probably win his home state. He would probably win New Jersey, New York, and Massachusetts. He would probably win all of these states. He would probably win the Pacific Northwest and Hawaii. Colorado is not safe. Yeah, Biden won the state by 16, but Colorado is Armstrong's home state. He would probably win basically your typical Republican states. So he would probably win all of these states that Republicans usually win, which means he would win all of these states, and also Indiana. He would win all of these states. So yeah. Now let's get to Alaska. I forgot about Alaska. Biden would also probably win these two states as well: Rhode Island, Connecticut, and Vermont. I forgot about those three. And yeah. And basically, it's hypothetical if Armstrong was a real person, and of course he beat Donald Trump in the primary somehow. But yeah, I think Armstrong would probably win his home state of Colorado by a tilt margin. Considering that he had pretty good approval rating in the state, and he'll probably win his own state. But again, the state is trained Democrats, so this might be the last win Republicans might have for a while. He would probably lose New Mexico by like 9 points, likely margin, kind of like how Trump lost the state. It is a more, but again, it's a kind of a, unless Armstrong talks about bringing back oil basically and stuff, he'll probably be like a lean state. But Arizona and Nevada are the tough ones. I think, considering the fact that he hates the establishment so much, I think Biden would narrowly pick off Arizona. Nevada, well, that state is trending Republican. Biden will probably win it by the same margin he won it in 2020. He'll probably even do worse than he did against Trump. Armstrong will probably win Texas by a probably will not win Texas. He'll probably win Texas by a likely margin. He'll probably win Iowa by a likely margin. Ohio, he'll probably win those two Trumpian states very easily. and he'll probably win Florida by a lead margin as well. And he'll also win North Carolina, likely by a lead margin. I'm thinking that he'll probably win Georgia. Again, a lot of the establishment might not vote for him, but I think that he might barely win Georgia by like half a percentage point or something like that. Virginia, I think Biden will probably win it by a likely margin. He'll probably win it by a likely margin. DC, he'll probably, forget about DC. DC will be safe. Now again, Minnesota, I think Biden will probably win that state by a couple points. Again, being pro-cop would probably help him in Minnesota and probably help him Atlanta a bit, which will keep Georgia lean Republican. I think he'll probably win Wisconsin by a lead margin. So that means Armstrong needs to win 3 electoral votes to win. So he needs to. Biden will probably win Illinois by a safe margin. Again, a lot of the pro-cop people would come out because they probably would talk about his wins and his W's he won in the Colorado state. New Hampshire would probably vote for him by like a lean margin as well. Same thing on Michigan. He'll probably lose Michigan by a likely margin. So yeah, Biden will probably win Michigan and Maine. No, not Michigan. Maine and New Hampshire. So you have 2 states left. We have Michigan. He'll also probably win Nebraska second. It's a more establishment area, but I think Biden will probably win it by a narrow margin. Okay, next is Michigan. I think Armstrong might win Michigan by a tilt in Pennsylvania by a tilt margin. Armstrong might not win Michigan. I think he'll lose it by a tilt margin. But yep, I think Armstrong would probably win, mostly because he'll probably win, states like Pennsylvania. He'll probably win Wisconsin. He might lose Georgia, but it'll probably be a bit closer election than, people would think. But again, Trump isn't on the ballot, and there won't be that much anger because, Trump isn't on the ballot, and a lot of the establishment will not come out to vote either. So, yep, that's basically about this video. Goodbye.